So I'm very excited to be here with Petra Williams. Good morning, Petra.
Good morning to you all.
Thanks for making time. Petra was a speaker at SpeakEasy One, which we launched in February, and she put her hand up to be a speaker at SpeakEasy Two, which is coming up soon. So thank you so much for your time. Tell me about your experience at SpeakEasy One. I mean, we obviously had a great time watching you. We loved your presentation and your energy. How did you feel as a speaker?
Well, first, I felt very, very welcome because the community was so beautiful. And that's one of the things that I enjoyed about it so much, that the variety of people, but also how professionally it was prepared. So both emotionally and structurally, strategically, everything was run very, very smoothly. So as a speaker, I was very comfortable.
Okay, yeah. And the event on the day, and it's great that you kind of picked up on the professionalism, because it's something that's very important to me, is to look after people and make sure that they, are cared for throughout the whole process. The event on the day as a participant and just being there, how was that for you?
It was very special, actually, exactly because it was a new group of people. I didn't know most of them. And so the networking before the actual event and the networking after the event were so casual, so joyful, so friendly, people so open and keen to know each other. And that was also very, very valuable on its own. And I think it actually contributed to the feeling of comfort and feeling like we already have a connection, even though we don't know each other, because all the people coming are on the same wavelength.
Yes. Yeah.
Intelligent people wanting to improve themselves, wanting to learn from each other. And that level of camaraderie is something that is special to be created within minutes, really.
And it was one of the principles of setting up SpeakEasy, was to have a forum where people can meet other people, like-minded people, outside of an organized club structure or whatever. We go to Toastmasters and we see the same people. We love people at Toastmasters, but it's the same people all the time, right? Yeah. So this was really kind of set up so that we could find those like-minded people in the community and maybe encourage them to stand up and speak as well, which I think would be amazing. So I'm glad you got that out of it. And every event is going to be different because it's in different venues. Yes. So we'll draw different people, which I think is really good. If there was one thing about SpeakEasy One that really stood out for you, what would it be?
Coming back to the professionalism side of things, what I really enjoyed about it from a facilitation point of view mainly, but also as a participant, was just how well it was organized and delivered as a hybrid meeting.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think that's an art to it on its own, when you have part of the audience in person in the room, another part of the audience virtually connecting from all over the world, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you have speakers also both in person in the room and virtually, and delivering the same quality of presentation and the same quality of connection. That was really, really well done. Like both the audiovisual side of things, that everything ran smoothly through the connection, but also the connection that people had, speakers with the audience. I was in the audience for the virtual presentation of MIDI, and I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, it did work really well, and I'm very fortunate to have people helping me do that, which is amazing. And I felt it worked really well because part of what I wanted to do was to create that feeling of everybody together, no matter where they are, right? So talking to Nidhi afterwards, she said that she really did feel that connect. So she had a camera trained on the audience in the room, so she could see their reaction. She wasn't just talking to a black screen, I think, which makes a big difference as well. So I'm glad that part of it succeeded. So we're always going to have a hybrid setup for SpeakEasy. There will always be people in the room. There will always be people online, and there will always be international speakers. So to get it right, I think is really important. So thank you for that feedback.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
Yeah, awesome. You very quickly put your hand up to do SpeakEasy 2, yes. Redefining Success, which is awesome. I love people that are passionate about a particular topic, because that's going to come through. But tell me why redefining success in particular.
I felt very pulled by the topic, because I've had so many changes in my life, There are some people who study something and then start a career and then build a particular career for 10, 15, 20 or 30 years and stay in their respective neighborhood, etc. Whereas I seem to have a lot of changes and like big changes in life, whether that's career transitions or moving countries, etc. And throughout every of those transitions, there were several moments specifically where I really had to redefine what that success means and what it looks like. Because success, I think, at least in my mind, is very much connected to our confidence. We very often attach confidence to our past successes.
Correct.
And identify with that. And then what happens when your life changes, whether you wanted it or it happened to you, you lose that thing that your confidence and identity was attached to. And then I've had several of these instances where I was asking myself, who am I now? Who am I without this person? Who am I now without this career? Who am I now without everything I knew before? And every time it invited me to dig deeper and deeper and deeper and get closer to that sense of worthiness and identity that is beyond any of these labels. And I find that very, very helpful in everyday life and actually achieving the success which is to our own terms.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's so easy to create the idea of success from the outside.
It's kind of tied into people's expectations and pre-ideas and stuff. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I've had a lot of changes in my life as well, from moving countries and jobs and it's kind of an interesting question, because now I'm asking myself, do I consider myself successful? And I do, but on paper, if I compare it to somebody that's been, who's an MBA graduate and I'm not, right? So it's very different. So I'm really excited about the topic, because I think there are so many different ways that people do evaluate what success is in other people and themselves, and I'm really keen to hear from people from different backgrounds and different countries what that means to them. So I'm really looking forward to yours.
Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing new speakers that I've never seen before as well. I know it will be very inspirational.
Yeah, no, it should be. And this one I think is particularly diverse in terms of the background of the 5 speakers. Jump online and have a look at the speakers list, and you'll see what I mean. We got a doctor from India, we got a professional speaker and trainer from India, Pinky Barus. We got Kieran Miller, who's an ex-policeman and is now a consultant, and Faisal Niaz, who is one of my friends and colleagues, and amazing talker on AI and self-development, and then of course we know Petra's value already. We haven't seen you speak, so I can't wait. So, do you have one thing to tell people about SpeakEasy 2, apart from come and book soon?
come and book soon is the one thing, but what actually came to me when you asked the question is come to any of those events. If by some sort of unfortunate circumstance you can't make it to this one, be sure to come to the following ones, because you already have the lineup of speakers. It is really a very special environment of people who are very smart and interesting, and you learn from everyone in the room. Really, really worthwhile.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So SpeakEasy 2, Redefining Success, is on the 15th of March. It's going to be in person at the Crow's Nest Hotel, as well as on Zoom. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you can't make it in person, that's absolutely fine. You can join on Zoom. There's tons of Zoom tickets. And it also means it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can join. And then going forward, every month on a Sunday, we have a SpeakEasy. SpeakEasy 3 is about Love Your Brain, so about mental health. SpeakEasy 4 is shattering stereotypes, and then I've planned it all the way through to December. So we'd love to have you along. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for being a SpeakEasy speaker.
Thank you. I'm very, very, very much looking forward to connecting with you all.
Yeah. We'll see you there. Thanks.